good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Dale. I am currently studying abroad here in Rome, Italy. I go to the University of St. Thomas in Minnesota, and I'll just be going over kind of how the last week transpired, how it affected my study abroad program and other programs around Rome, and then around Italy, and kind of how people are feeling here. So last weekend we got the notice that there was an outbreak in the northern parts of Italy, and it wasn't really anything anyone was concerned about. We had class on Monday, the 26th, I believe. No, 24th. The 24th of February. We had class, and we were all joking about it, like, okay, everything's fine, they won't cancel anything. And then it got worse. And so we got an email stating that we'd be doing online classes from February 26th to March 2nd, in hopes that after March 2nd we'd be able to return to school. So they kind of canceled all the field studies, all the field trips. They recommend not really traveling because there's been so many restrictions traveling internationally and people being quarantined. So, it kind of was like slow. The study abroad office emailed us. They kind of said there's been a lot of news in Italy. We're monitoring the program. We'll email you if anything changes. And this was the 25th of February. And then the 26th of February, Italy, we got an email from the government, like a warning system that says Italy had been raised its level of the COVID-19 to level 2. So it is, and this is issued by the Center for Disease Control. So it's kind of took it up a notch that it could get worse, and it is getting worse. And after this date, there were people in my program that were already being requested to get sent home by their home universities. Some people were trying to figure out how to stay. Some universities were really wanting to bring students back because they would rather be safe than sorry. And if you think about it, I understand, because they're like liable for what happens to us. So if a student was supposed, let's say, got sick or died even, the program itself and the university would feel somewhat responsible for that, and they don't want to have to deal with that. And then as it started getting worse and worse, some friends from Florence and some in Milan kind of talked to them, and they said some of them were already being sent home. They just didn't want to deal with it. Their programs had been suspended and canceled. And they were really disappointed, of course, because most of them had been there for just less than a month. I should say that this is my third semester in Rome. I've been here not consecutively for a year, but I've lived in Rome for 1 year, so I've seen and experienced the study abroad aspect of Rome. I think pretty good, but these other students have not, so I do feel bad for them. This is obviously not why you choose to study abroad. So then, because so many universities wanted to recall their students, my program decided to offer So they gave us two options: to continue on site in Milan, Rome, and Siena. You can just go to class when they think it's reasonable, or you can return to your home campus, wherever you are from, and complete the online courses for academic credit. And it is kind of difficult for me. I wonder how they're going to deal with that, because the students that chose to study abroad did not apply for student housing for this semester. And so where will they stay, especially if they go to a university and they don't live in that state? It's going to be tricky to figure out where to put people. I wonder who is paying for them to return. Is the university doing that or not? And then, of course, with some programs, like some of my classes are not offered at my home university. So if I get sent back, I could not join a course halfway through because there's no equivalent. And if they want to continue doing online classes with the same instructor here in Italy, like my class at 9 a.m. here in Rome would be 2 a.m. in Minnesota. So it would be very, it would just be really difficult to continue to be on the same time schedule as that. So people started to get sent home, and then just yesterday, of course, we had the CDC deem Italy a level 3 travel risk, so we consider travel. So at this time, the CDC recommends avoiding non-essential travel to Italy. So I don't know if this will make more programs shut down. I think it will, of course, because universities are going to kind of err on the side of caution. But talking to a lot of people, a lot of my friends, they don't want to go back. People here in Rome specifically are not super worried about the virus. It's not something that we think we think it is an overreaction. But at the same time, some people here, of course, are a little more paranoid. For instance, walking through the streets, I've seen a lot more people wearing face masks. I have, some face masks and some anti-disinfectant wipes, just in case I have to go out. I'm saving them because I don't need them right now. I don't feel worried. Even for me, having a kidney transplant and also having had cancer as well, I'm very immunosuppressed, I guess, but I am not super worried about contracting this virus. I feel pretty safe here. I would like to go back to school, obviously, but that is what is happening right now. There were about last night, there were about 850 cases with a little more than 20 people dead. So it is going pretty fast. It went from just a couple cases to more than 800 in less than a week. So we'll see. Realistically, for me, the virus is already here in Rome. It is just about washing your hands and doing all that stuff.